Will this new menu make waves or shipwreck?
Princess Bay here today. We're hanging out at EPCOT because this is the best cot. And it's time to return to
Coral Reef Aquarium Restaurant.
Yes, they have new treasure in the form of a new menu, and as your #1 choice in foodie infotainment, we're here to investigate. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Tonight, I sleep with the fishes.
It's time to foodie and chill. Our friend Chef Mike has made his debut with the Allergy roll. I do miss the fact that the old rolls were vegan as is, so we weren't stuck with these Allergy rolls, but I guess, you know, we have earth balance, so there's that. I guess if you're gonna serve vegan these Allergy rolls, you might as well always have the earth balance, because we need to douse this bread in the earth balance. It's just very difficult to eat at times. It might be good with the salad though. I appreciate Chef Mike heating up this bread exactly the way that it needs to be heated. It is gonna get hard though in about 2 minutes. In case you don't know, Chef Mike is a microwave. Chef Mike is the mastermind behind all of the Allergy rolls. Usually it gives bread that I wouldn't really want to tell anybody about. I would probably walk of shame this bread. I would give it a 1 out of 5 breads. It's a little bit burnt. It is the Allergy bread, so it already gets minus points for just being basic.
The Allergy bread lives. At this point, I got to start repping for our allergy-friendly people because these gluten-free rolls, they need a little bit of Disney magic in some of the worst way. Like they're a tough sell on a good day. I would usually advise, unless you're really craving bread, to just skip these. But if you want bread, the option exists. It's definitely a chew, but it's definitely one of the better examples I've seen of the allergy-friendly rolls in a long time. Definitely, the Princess said the temperature, how you get them, is going to 100% affect how good they are. If you get them and they are room temperature to cold, you're going to have a bad time. They need to be at least warm to hot, or you're just not going to have a good time. Serviceable, gluten-free bread. 2.5 out of 5. I feel like nowadays, if you go to any place that has any menu at Walt Disney World that's in even the slightest bit Caribbean, there's a chance you're going to end up with this pineapple coconut bread. You get it here, you get it at Ohana, and I think for a period of time you get it at Sebastian's Bistro as well. So I'm not complaining. I like it, but I mean, 1, it's not vegan, and 2, it's pineapple coconut, so even if it was vegan, the Princess wouldn't eat it. But it's nice that it pulls apart little manageable pieces. Got a nice little butter here. Nice little bare portion of butter. Consistently coconut forward. Every time you bite into this bread, it's like licking slightly cooked coconut. The bread is nice and fluffy, moist, got a little crisp outside, warm inside. And if you do not like coconut, you will not like this bread. Otherwise, it's perfectly serviceable. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 claws.
Here we have one of my favorite new salads. I want to say at EPCOT. I definitely would say, from my past experience trying this salad, that if I were to do a salad crawl, this one would be like in my top 5 salads. Like I would definitely make a stop over to here. And this is why I don't think we could do a salad crawl, because like I got 4 resorts in my head and now this park. For a salad, too many places, not enough time. A lot of those places don't open until 9. Anyway, I'm gonna get this salad and then I brought some pocket parm and we're gonna pocket parm it too because it's good with pocket parm. Anyway, the pigeon peas is really what makes a salad for me. I love the dressing and everything, but like the pigeon peas are such fire. And then they do the little plantain chips. But mostly I'm just here for the pigeon peas. This is so freaking good. I think this salad belongs at like Spyglass Grill or Centertown Market. I think it belongs at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. It's just that bright and fresh. I do think this one is a little over sauced, which is unfortunate, but you know, whatever. It's fine. It just gives me like a vibe of a salad I maybe had when I was vegetarian, not vegan, and I'm into it. I like it a lot. It tosses my salad, and if I could have this salad toss me every week, I'd be very satisfied. I give it a 5 out of 5. It's a princessities item. Cheers for the salad.
So, this plantain salad continues to be a constant here. What a hair. Continues to be a great salad here. For a while there, Coral Reef has sort of been like that restaurant that was in need of something. I know that I've joked a couple times that the restaurant needs a refurb, and while I don't think that's 100% untrue, I'm starting to see an identity to the menu as being like this fresh Caribbean themed, like sort of seafood, but like a very dish restaurant. This salad is definitely part of that identity. Both this cream you have on the bottom, the plantain, the pigeon peas, that's Caribbean through and through. And honestly, we probably need more Caribbean food in the parks. We just don't get enough variety. And EPCOT is a home of variety. It is in fact a little wet, but not so much where it's a soggy mess, but it's like right on the line. I forgot like how bright and sort of like onion forward the salad can be. You might want like a breath mint after you eat this, but it's definitely like a tasty salad. It's still one of the best you're going to find on property, and it's sizable, so you can definitely come here and just use this as an app for like lunch, like a light lunch, and then head back out to the park. I would give it 4.25 out of 5 claws. It is remaining consistently good.
Now we come to the favorite part of this video, the additions. Madly Hadley Pocket Parm. Thank you to Jen for sending us this. This is like our favorite thing that we've added to the little basket of goodies. So now let's try it with the pocket parm. Let's see if it makes a difference. It just adds a little bit of oomph to it. It's not really needed, but I like adding it. I would say it does toss my salad still, even better than before.
I decided to go for all things I haven't had on the menu. Some of these things are new, but I had joked about one coming to what is basically a seafood restaurant eating fish in front of the fish. It feels kind of mean. So today I'm just doubling down on the Yardbird because there are no real chicken of the sea, at least not here. So I got these Jamaican rum glazed chicken wings with green onions. It's a sticky glaze. I feel like this would stick to my finger if I let it go, but it's nicely sauced, a little char to it. I'm excited. I like it's a nice grilled wing. It's not like fried. So it's got that smoky grilled flavor and the char on the edges, which helps sort of offset like the sweetness of like the sticky rum glaze. Green onions are a nice like little bit of tartness in the back end, but the real star is that rum glaze. It's delicious. It's like almost like dessert wings, like a cake with wings almost. It's sweet. On the sweetness scale, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. No spice, all sweet, but still really good. I'll give it 4.25 out of 5 points.
Another beautiful crab cake, or are we calling them a fish cake or an island cake? I feel like Sci-Fi did the island cake situation. Now, Chef David does a beautiful cake. I'm just gonna call it a cake. Let's just go with cake. And then I also really appreciate the one from Grand Floridian Cafe, though it's very thin. This cake looks like something that belongs at Sebastian's Bistro or Centertown Market. Like, this is a gorgeous little cake. And it comes with some quinoa and all this beautiful corn and these tomatoes. Like, I am here for this. And this almost looks like a remoulade, which I also was like my favorite thing. I was actually chatting with one of my coworkers today about the Bardine crab cakes and how I love to make a little remoulade at home to go with it. But Disney has like literally spoiled me on crab cakes. I can't eat those gardening crab cakes the same way that I used to because like I have things like this. Now this is made of hearts of palm, so for you hearts of palm vegans, beware. But if you do eat hearts of palm, cheers for you. Wow. Talk about flavor and nostalgia. Wow. So like my favorite crab cake on Disney World property in the 6-7 years we've been doing YouTube was the island cakes at Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. And then when they replaced that with the spinach artichoke dip, I was sad, but I like the dip. And then they replaced it with the nachos, which we have today, which is like, I feel like their iterations of appetizers go down. But like, that was my bar. And then we had Chef David's crab cakes. I would say that's a solid number one now. That's the only one left. And then Grand Floridian is underneath that. These crab cakes, however, they are seared perfectly. They are seasoned perfectly. The sauce is amazing. The fixins, like the quinoa and everything with it, is fire. This is my number one. Now, like, this knocked off the island cakes as like my bar. This is the new bar. This is incredible. Last time that we came here, we got a cauliflower dish that we did not like. And the time before that, we got a dish, the dumplings. We did not like those either. There was another dish that we had prior to those dumplings that we actually did appreciate. So we always felt that Coral Reef was like hit or miss. But right now, it is a huge hit. And I highly recommend any vegan that is willing to come to an aquarium restaurant and try a crab cake. This is it. This is standing on business. This is everything. It's got the. I'm not even gonna say. It's good. It is a 5 out of 5. It is a Princess Cities item. Yes.
If we're gonna be talking about cakes, especially anything that's a crab cake, I think I either prefer ocean cake or crabless cake. That is signified there is no actual crab in it, while still sort of connecting it to the sea. And this definitely looks more on brand with what I expect from Coral Reef. The whole like Caribbean-inspired, ocean-adjacent menu makes sense to me. So a crabless cake, way better than the tofu, the cauliflower like a sea sponge. And honestly, was not our favorite. With this, it held together well. It's even holding the sauce pretty well. Let's go here on the backside and let's try to scoop up some of this quinoa and some of this like corn succotash they got going on. We're gonna make this a bear bite. I've said before, as far as replicating one-to-one plant-based food, seafood is one of the hardest. There's something about fish, shellfish, that's just really hard flavor to replicate, and you really have to aim for the actual flavors and the texture. As far as like a crab cake, crabless cake in this case, the texture, I would say is like 7/10 of the way there as far as like being like crab cake. It can be a little bit more dense and thready. I would say it's not going to be thready because there's no crab in it, but the flavors, that punch of like the seasoning and that citrus flavor that goes throughout the entire dish without overpowering anything. So I taste the crab cake, the corn, sort of succotash, and then that sauce, the remoulade, is amazing. Even the quinoa fits. I was worried about the quinoa. I'm like, crab cakes and quinoa, but no. It's hitting on all cylinders. It's a hang ten. It's a beautiful pipe wave. Like, it's delicious. Honestly, this is what Coral Reef needs. Even if like you don't say revamp the whole restaurant, and there's some things to be said about nostalgia about this restaurant. Things like this will make the restaurant feel fresh, and I love this. The 5 out of 5 quality. It's on my Barry Tessie's list. Honestly, if I didn't have my own plate, I might fight the princess for this. She'd win, probably, but I'd fight her for it. It's time to come get this. Even if you just only come and get this, you can probably share this amongst 2 people. Quit hiding out. Come see some fishies. Use some crabless cakes. Honestly, for the longest time, it was really hard for me to compare this restaurant to anything else. It's even for the menu is sort of hard to compare to anything else at Disney. But if I'm thinking now, what this restaurant reminds me the most now with the new menu, it reminds me of Disney's version of Amatista. And that's not a bad comparison. Universal's Amatista, that's in the Sapphire Falls Resort. It's one of our most favorite restaurants. So like when your menu starts approaching that, you're headed in the right direction. Now this Mojo chicken, you have here this nice like half chicken with black eyed peas, Caribbean rice on the back, and then garlic plantains. Huh? It is a mountain. There's some pigeon peas in here as well. There's a mountain of deliciousness. Now the question is always going to be though, does it taste as good as it looks? We're going to go ahead and get some of this chicken off.
Is it on the bone?
It is on the bone. Chicken on the bone. Probably could have picked it up, but I've already started with a knife and fork, so that's what we're going with. Let's try that by itself. Not gonna lie, I was expecting the flavor of that chicken to be as muted as most political ads I see on TV. Muted as being underwater, but that skin is like a fresh wave when you're like lying on the beach. If my eyes could roll in the back of my head and did not seem like some sort of character or joke, they would. That's amazing. A tiny bit salty, but like the flavor punch, absolutely amazing. Let's try some of the chicken, this black eyed peas and pigeon peas, and then the Caribbean rice, because this feels like a worthy side. Unmistakable Caribbean influences, nice and bright, citrusy but not overpowering. The Caribbean rice dances on your mouth. It feels like a Caribbean drum, but in like the best sort of way. That is tasty. I would give this, as it is right now, a solid 4.25 out of 5 claws. For a chicken dish, I was expecting something basic, and it's anything but. Now, as an additional side, on the back side here, we also have garlic plantains. There's nice pieces of herbs on there, and garlic. It smells like garlic plantains. Looks fresh. If I'd say anything about this restaurant, the new menu, slightly negative, it's going to be the drink of the breath mint. That is super garlic, like Scare Away the Vampires. That is probably the reason why we're not getting a Blade movie. It's super tasty. I like it, actually. I give it 3.75 out of 5 claws. I love the dish. Just bring your breath mint.
This is a Merlot that I have been enjoying recently. It is usually pretty light-bodied. Yes, light-bodied. It's got some strong cherry notes to it, but I think it'll pair really well with all of the things that I've ordered, not just my entree. Actually, I probably should have gotten a white, but whatever. It's still delicious and it's vegan, so I can't complain. And really, it's lazy me here because I didn't feel like looking up any wines, and I just went with one that I already knew was vegan. I would give it 3 out of 5 wines. It makes me feel decently fine.
So I got something a little bit floral, a little bit under the sea. We have the sparkling hibiscus, a nice pre-gradient drink. I think the one thing about Coral Reef is they don't usually have like dedicated specialty drinks. They have a couple, but like most of their drink menu is a typical resort menu. So the sparkling hibiscus is vodka, honey, and a glass. So none for the princess because it's not vegan, but more for me. I definitely feel sparkly, a little tingle. The hibiscus is in there, but it's not like overpoweringly floral. It's a nice, crisp beverage that will go great as you watch the fishies swim by for your entire meal. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 balls. I think Coral Reef has rediscovered who they are.
I am so glad that this new iteration of menu change is 10,000 times better than the one that we had in May.
Yes, I definitely think they are on track and on brand for what this restaurant sort of needs to be and where it's going. The flavors, the new dishes are great, and it's always a good view, especially if you want to hear the window.
Huge shout out to Chef Ty and Chef Joyelle. Chef Joyelle has a special place in our hearts because Les LA.
Yes.
And then of course Penny that we met earlier today. Thank you for chatting with us. And of course we gotta shout out Chef Tony because we love him from the bottom of our hearts.
Yes, we love that this restaurant is sort of coming back to what we're used to. This is now a restaurant that we can easily recommend. For a while it was kind of hit and miss. Right now it's definitely hit. So if you get the chance, reservations are usually widely available. As the princess runs off, she's got surprise. But I think it's time to come back to Coral Reef. Hang out with the fishes, hang out with her friends. But also,
I forgot that I had the book.
She does have the book.
I brought the book, and look at how good they did. I appreciate every single one of these amazing cast members that we got to speak to or interact with or do something with today. They are the magic. And oh my G, these crab cakes hit my number one so fast I didn't realize that they were going to do that. And then also I wanted to mention, because I forgot to, the salad did bring me back to a salad that we had at Cabana Bay when they changed their menu, and I kind of miss that place. We should go back. Maybe we should see Chef David.
I think it's about time.
Yeah,
and if we're trying to ask if we're riding the wave or we wrecked the ship, we definitely rode the wave.
I think it was a little bit of choppy waters. There were some shipwreck things. I think the bread needs some improvement because it used to be so much better than it is today. The salad is like literally in my top 5, and now the best crab cake at Walt Disney World. I don't know if there's anywhere else to go, but further up.
I don't know what you guys think about Coral Reef. Let us know in the comments below. Now, if there's anything else you'd like to see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, we're doing a whole week of new menus, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe Bear will eat himself out of a new menu and into an old one.
I'm not going anywhere, but you heard the girl.